So Jennifer Ferzan, Jennifer. My last name is Ferzan, and today is March 22nd, 2015. Okay, so I'm currently a single mom with two little boys, Joshua, my 7-year-old, and Jaden, my 1-year-old. I work at Mike Ortega's Health and Fitness Centers in Poughkeepsie, and I work many different departments in there. So with my oldest son, I met his father in high school. I was a senior and he had just dropped out. We were together for like 2.5 years before we got pregnant with Joshua, and then we ended up moving in together, but we were really young. We were 18, and I had him at 19. We were both working at Best Buy. He was there full-time, I was there part-time, and from the moment we moved in together, we've always had like financial issues, and I think it's mostly because we were making minimum wage, not really making money, and we moved out on our own to try to have a family together and stuff, but that just didn't work out. It was tough doing it young. Financially, it was really hard. I felt like I always had a good group of friends that was always able to help me out when I needed to, like if I needed a sitter and stuff. But yeah, it was not that bad, but it was pretty rough. I met Jaden's father at my current job at Mike Ortega's at the gym. He was housekeeper, and I was there for a couple months already. I was working in childcare, so I met him there. I think when I found out I was pregnant with Jaden, I think I was more afraid that the second time around than the first time around, because the first time around I had no idea what I was getting myself into. The second time around I knew what was coming. I knew what was gonna happen. And it freaked me out even more because I am an adult now. I'm 25, and at that point I was still living at home with my mom, so that even made me more nervous. In the back of my mind, I always kind of had a question whether he was gonna stay or not, so that was another reason to be afraid. So it was a lot scarier the second time around. If I were to be given the option to do it again, I think I absolutely would. I don't know where I would be if I didn't have my kids. I don't know if I would have turned to drugs and alcohol. I don't know if I would have been like the smartest girl in Poughkeepsie and just traveled the world. I don't know. But I do know that my kids are the reason for me to live. Like I don't even see my life the other way. Like if I didn't have my kids, I just can't. I don't see it at all, not even a little. So no, I would do it again. I want my kids to learn that there's a whole I want them to fall in love. Like I want them to have things that I didn't have. Like I want them to finish school and travel and find someone to fall madly in love with and start a family. My advice is just to focus on your kids, focus on yourself. I know a lot of my friends or just people that I know that are doing it alone and are miserable. Like I'm not miserable. Like I get lonely sometimes, and I know there's I'm like bored or whatever, especially when they're not home, like when they leave me on the weekends. But just focus on yourself, because when you're not okay, then they're not okay, and that's who you're here because you're raising your kids. You need to be at your best. If I was sad, lonely, and depressed, and never wanting to get up out of bed, then I should have just let them go. Like I should just let my kids go and not brought them into this world or fight for them as like I'm fighting for them now. But focus on yourself and your kids. Boys come a dime a dozen. There'll be more, or just focus on yourself.